What's up guys, it's been a big week for action cameras. GoPro just dropped the Max 2, Insta360 pushed out the X5 not long ago, and DJI for the first time ever released a 360 camera, the Osmo 360. So yeah, a lot is happening right now. And you're probably wondering, which of these cameras is best for you? Let's find out. Over the summer, I had the chance to test the Insta360 X5 extensively. More on that in the next video, so hit subscribe if you don't want to miss it. And honestly, Insta360 manages to impress me with every new release. They don't just recycle the same thing, they keep trying to add what creators are actually asking for. Like this year, pure video for low light. Basically a night mode that finally gives you clean, usable footage in darker conditions. And if you've used an action camera before, you know, low light has always been one of the biggest limitations. On the other hand, GoPro came up with the Max 2 6 years after the first GoPro Max. So yeah, they had plenty of time to improve their product. At least that's what I was hoping for. And then DJI came in out of nowhere with the Osmo 360, their very first attempt at a 360 camera. And honestly, that one surprised me. So let's break it down with the stuff that actually matters. Video quality, low light, ease of use, durability, battery life, price, and who each camera is for. As always, you can find all the links to these cameras down in the description. The GoPro Max 2 records real 8K, about 29 megapixels per frame. The Insta360 X5 also does 8K, but that's closer to 24 megapixels. And DJI's Osmo 360 is in the same range. On paper, the numbers don't look that different, but if we take a look at the footage comparison that Hugh did in his video, we can see that those extra megapixels on the Max 2 give you a sharper image. So I'd call that a win for GoPro. And when it comes to colors, the Max 2 keeps that classic GoPro look. More natural, a bit flatter, which is great if you like editing later. The X5 gives more punchy colors, and DJI feels very clean and sharp, maybe even a little too processed sometimes. Here's where things get interesting. The GoPro Max 2, well, it's a GoPro. In bright daylight, it looks great. But once the sun goes down, you start to see noise and a softer image. It's definitely not the camera I'd grab if I knew I'd be shooting mostly at night. The Insta360 X5, on the other hand, made real progress here by adding pure video mode, which lets you film in low light situations and works quite well, as you can see. It's not perfect, you can see some smoothing, especially in the details. But for street lights, concerts, or just filming in a dim room, it's ahead of older models. So yeah, if low light is your priority, the X5 is probably the safest bet right now. DJI's Osmo 360 sits right in the middle. Thanks to that new 1-inch sensor, it handles low light pretty well. Now let's talk about how these cameras actually feel to use. With the GoPro Max 2, the menus look familiar if you've used a GoPro Hero model before. But stitching and exporting 360 footage is still tied to the GoPro Quick app. And honestly, yeah, it kind of sucks for 360 videos. It's far from user-friendly, so most people end up exporting first, then editing in third-party software. On the other hand, the Insta360 software is probably the most user-friendly right now. Reframing, adding transitions, even tracking yourself, it's all super quick. That's why so many creators love it. You can shoot, drop it into the app, and post to social media within minutes. While the DJI Osmo 360 uses the Mimo app, which feels okay, but not quite as good as Insta360's. Still, if you already use DJI gear, the workflow feels familiar, and it plugs right into their ecosystem. Now, let's talk about durability. If you've ever used a 360 camera, you know the weak point, those giant bubble lenses. They stick out quite a lot, and one scratch basically ruins the whole thing. GoPro made the Max 2 lenses replaceable, and it's super easy to do. Insta360 took a similar approach with the X5. Their lenses are swappable too, but you need a little repair kit for it. It's not hard, but definitely not something you want to be doing halfway up a mountain. Still, if you're the kind of person who crashes a lot, it's a lifesaver. And then there's DJI. If you scratch its lenses, it's game over until you send it back for repair. But the thing is, DJI's optics seem to handle light better, reducing the flare in direct sunlight. When it comes to battery performance, GoPro claims to last for over 1 hour of video recording in 8K, which is not bad considering the maxed out settings. However, some users found it overheats pretty quickly if airflow is not enough. The Insta360 X5 isn't perfect either, but it does a little better. It can still get warm, especially in 8K, but it usually keeps rolling longer than the Max 2. Plus, you've got faster charging with the new battery design, which is handy if you're always on the go. DJI actually surprised me here. The Osmo 360 also heats up, but instead of shutting off completely, it just dims the screen to save power and keeps recording. That means you can usually run a full battery without losing your shot. And their batteries are cross-compatible with the Action 5, so if you already own that camera, you're covered. Another noticeable difference, DJI even gave it 105 gigabytes of built-in storage. Super handy if you ever forget your SD card. It's happened to me before and yeah, it's not fun. So how much are these cameras? We'll get to that in a second, but just know that prices may change over time. I'd recommend checking the current price on their official websites or on Amazon. You'll find the links down in the description. Now, if you want the most natural footage and flexibility to color grade later, the GoPro Max 2 is a solid choice. And at $499, it's actually the cheapest of the three. Just keep in mind its limits in low light and with overheating. If you'd rather have footage that pops straight out of camera and you often shoot at night, the Insta360 X5 has a lot going for it. It's $549, and Insta's editing app is still one of the easiest to use on the go. If you already own other DJI action cameras or drones, the DJI Osmo 360 plugs right into the same ecosystem. Plus, it's got the internal storage. At $599, it's the priciest, and you'll want to be careful with those non-replaceable lenses. Each one has its strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, it really comes down to your shooting style. Which one would you pick? Drop a comment, I'd love to know. In the coming days, I'll be testing and publishing more videos about these cameras. So subscribe to the channel to stay updated, and I'll see you soon. Peace!